Fun to be a part of a game like that and be a part of a team like this. And now we got one more to go, so we're excited.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thanks, Scott.
Good luck in next week.
Thanks.
Let me get first off your thoughts just on the way that you guys kept Dreweasy from being part of this game. Just took him out of it for the most part.
Yeah.
And then I'll have another question afterwards.
Yeah, from top to bottom, I think everybody came to play. There wasn't a weak spot. Our lines were aggressive. Everybody was stepping. I think Ilya led the charge on a lot of that. When he steps, it pushes our back line to step with him. It pushes our eights to step ahead of him. And so that being part of our game plan and making sure they had no time on the ball, I think was huge. They're a team that wants to play. And so every time they looked up, we had 2-3 guys chasing them down. They didn't know what to do with it. And so put us in a really good spot.
And also want to get your thoughts on Ilya and what he's brought to this team. It seems that a lot of what you guys do, it all kind of circles around him.
Yeah, I love that guy. It's been a joy and an honor playing with him. He's one of the best human beings you'll get to be around on and off the field. The guy leaves it all on the field every week. He's not one of the guys that you have to question, if he's going to show up on any given game day. He's there every single time. And then on top of that, he's the first one after the game shaking hands, saying hi, interacting with the fans. So it's been a joy to be his teammate.
Congratulations on the
Thanks,
victory.
man.
Two parts. First part, you kind of led the charge talking about how great it would be to make MLS Cup, going through the opportunities for revenge against the Galaxy, against Austin. Can you just talk about how good it feels to fulfill that goal, and then talk about what it'll take to maintain that same type of intensity, given that regardless of the MLS Cup opponent, there isn't that history?
Yeah, there's always chatter in the league and media is trying to make it a story. And so everybody throughout the week was talking about Austin beating us twice in the regular season. And so to be able to put not just a win, but just such a dominant performance like that today on them when it matters, I think there was definitely a chip on our shoulder. I think the guys felt that, comments they're making about us being afraid to play them, things like that. And so to have the performance we had, I think, in a lot of ways is to combat those sort of narratives and those headlines. Now going into the Cup, I'm not sure who we're going to see. I don't think anybody on the team is hoping one way or the other, but with the way that it's been going, it would be pretty fitting for it to be the Union and play against the team that we were fighting for the Supporters Shield with all year long. So we've gotten what we've asked for, and we've come and performed, and so we'll be ready. Whoever the opponent is on Saturday, we'll be ready for it.
And the second question, unrelated, just talk about the backline's effort in today's shutout victory. Obviously, Segura was unavailable for injury. Chiellini came out for precautionary reasons at the half. Just talk about what it took to complete that shutout.
Man, it was a special performance from the back line, and it was a privilege to be a part of the four back there. Giorgio in the first half, just absolutely dominated Gite and just had him in his pocket all game long. The guy didn't have a touch that was meaningful in the first 45 minutes, and that's because of a guy like Giorgio just throwing him off his game. And you've seen Gite play in the MLS all year long. He can use his body and throw people off and just disrupt back lines. And having a star like Chiellini come in and just lock a guy like that down, he didn't know what to do and didn't know how to respond. And that was special to watch. I was on the other side, right? You got Murray in between me and him. So every time the ball was going to him for a challenge, I was on the other side kind of just watching. And it was, I couldn't help but just smile and laugh a couple times because he just did not know what to do. Giorgio was just on top of him. I think the sub, I wasn't a part of kind of why the sub happened, but Seb came in and just was stellar. Like I've been saying, all year long, we've got the greatest depth at center back in this league. We've got guys coming off the bench that should be starters on any other team in this league, and Seb showed again why he's here and so necessary for our squad. He stepped in just like nothing had changed, and the domination, it just kept coming with him in there. So again, special to be a part of a group like that.
Hey, congrats.
Thanks.
Ilya said that once the match started, you basically forgot it was a championship match. I don't know what it was like for you, but I guess that speaks to your preparation and sort of, and maybe the makeup of this team. What was it like for you, and how do you expect you guys will experience the next week?
Yeah, I think that he says that because once the whistle blows, we're just focused on the task at hand. And there's something, too, about playing here at the bank with the 32-52 that the whistle blows, the Dale starts, and you just feel like you're at home, like nobody's going to come in here and take it from us. And so there's that confidence there, and I think that's what he's talking about. I think, though, where I want to take it to the next level is you could see just the intensity that we played with. And we've had this same squad basically for the entire year, and minus a piece or two. And there's been moments where we've showed up or not showed up, or been on the front foot or not been on the front foot, and still been able to dominate in a lot of ways. But tonight it was like, I mean, they just couldn't even breathe. Like, there wasn't a moment that you felt like they had control of the game throughout 90 minutes. And so it was cool to see the intensity of it being a Western Conference final, of it being the playoffs, where everybody came to play and came with everything they had, and you could see it from the start.
Yeah, I've got two more for you.
Yeah.
Just with the 32-52 and the rhythm that they have that's going, because they kind of build up this rhythm that's just going the whole game.
Yeah.
Does that inform some of your play? Is that something you get into, or is it something that you know it's there because when you're in the game you're not hearing so much?
Oh no, it fuels us. We're hearing all of it, and it fuels us every time. I mean, you can hear the emotion of the crowd when we put Chicho through on a run on goal, or we put Denis through. The crowd gets up on their feet. You can feel it, you can sense it, you can hear it, all of that, and we feed off that. It's huge for us, and I think for opposing teams coming into the bank and having to deal with that. You've got Denis running at you 1v1, and you've got the bank screaming at you. Hard to keep a level head, and I think it shows in the way that we dominated.
Have you ever played before a fan base where that impact took place?
No, nothing like this. I mean, this is special what the 32-52 does here. The only thing I can compare it to, honestly, is playing here in the past with other teams. And when I've come here, when I was on Dallas coming here and playing, it's the only time that I've felt something, and it's the same supporters group doing the same thing. So
It didn't feel the same in Portland?
Portland has a good squad. I think there's a couple places in the league that I think have a good supporters group, but I don't think they even come close to matching what the 32-52 does. 32-52 is just special in so many ways. And maybe it's the stadium, maybe it's something about the turf there that throws it off. But for me, the 32-52 is in a league of their own.
Lastly, on the second goal, you did get a piece of that?
I flicked it. Yeah, I flicked it. I touched it, but it wasn't going on goal. It was.
You were trying to get it to Rudy. So
I was trying to play it off of Rudy's shoulder or head or whatever it hit. So yeah, it worked out well.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Ryan, Max, congratulations on the game over here to your right. Ryan, you mentioned there's moments where the team hasn't necessarily come out on fire and you still come out on top. But this game, clearly you did. And I've asked the other players, was that a product of something you felt in the locker room? Both Kellen and Ilya talked about, this was something that we built up during the week. We felt like we were to come out. Did you feel that as well? When did you realize that you guys were all cylinders going for this match?
Yeah, there's for me and this group, we've known from the start of the season that when we play our best football, nobody can match us. And the league is long, the season's long, there's ups and downs. There's moments where your legs aren't feeling 100%. I would say there's a lot of moments like that. There's moments you have a knock here or there. There's moments that you just don't get up for a game in the same way. And I think all of that gets scratched when it's playoff time. Everybody shows up ready to go. And today was just everybody at their peak, right? Everybody focused mentally 100%. Everybody physically ready 100%. And when you have that and you put that together with the talent that we have, I think the result of today is what you see. So for us, a big thing, though, is not getting lackadaisical with it and showing up next week with the exact same mentality, because if we do, I think that we're close to impossible to beat.